Hello all, welcome to the CD3 Automation Toolkit Learning Series. In this video, we will learn how to export existing resources in OCI using the CD3 Automation Toolkit via CLI. You can export the resources to the CD3 Excel template and Terraform using CLI or Jenkins. In this video, we'll cover the process using CLI. The assumption for this video is that you already have launched your CD3 Toolkit container and connected it to your OCI tenancy. If you're not yet there, please follow the previous videos in this playlist. So now for the export process, we'll need an input Excel file where all the resource data should be populated in. So this is the CD3 GitHub page. If you scroll down, you can find a quick link for Excel templates. Click on it. It will redirect you to this page. If you scroll on, you can find all the Excel templates. If you're planning to export OCI core objects like IAM, tags, network, compute instances, databases, storage, load balancers, etc., you can use this set of templates. If you want to export OCI network firewall alone, you can use this template. And then for observability and management services like events, alarms, notifications, etc., you can make use of this template. So when CD3 exports resources from your OCI tenancy, it overwrites any data that is present in your input Excel file. So make sure you do not have any data in your Excel file. And that's the reason we recommend to use the CD3 blank template, which has no data. In this video, I'm planning to export identity resources, network resources, and compute into my Excel template and Terraform. So I'll download the CD3 blank template. So I'll click on this and then download the CD3 blank template. So here in this template, here as you can see, all the tabs are empty with no data in it. So this is the best recommended template to export any new resources. So this Excel file is in my local system now. This has to be copied to the CD3 container. I have already launched my CD3 container and connected it to the OCI tenancy. To copy this file to the container, you can use any secure copy tool. I'm using CyberDuck here. So I'm giving CD3 user as the username to avoid any permission issues. And I'll select my SSH private key and then connect. So here I'll go into the CD3 user folder. So this mount path is the folder in CD3 work VM that is mapped to tenancies directory inside the CD3 container. So if you click on this, so CD3 underscore demo is the out directory that I'm working with. I'll place my input Excel file in this location. So I'll copy my CD3 blank template into this location. Let me open my CD3 container terminal. So this is the CD3 container I'm using. We have our Excel template in the container. Next step is to edit the setup OCI properties file. So for that, I have to go into CD3 user, tenancy, CD3 demo, the same folder where we added our Excel template. I can see the blank template here, and our point of interest is the setup OCI properties file. Let me open that. So this is the setup OCI properties file. You can see most of the values are pre-populated. So the toolkit fetches these values from the execution of your tenancy config script from the previous steps. So all we have to do in this file is to add the path to our input CD3 Excel file. Next is the workflow type. So this is a key parameter in the setup OCI properties file, which will define if you have to create resources in OCI or export resources from OCI. So in this demo, since we are going to export resources, I'll change this to export underscore resources and then save the file. Once the setup OCI properties is updated, we are all set to execute the setup OCI script. To execute the setup OCI script, we have to go to the CD3 user, OCI tools, CD3 Automation Toolkit folder. Here you can find the setup OCI.py script. This setup OCI script is the heart of the toolkit. I'll do Python setup OCI.py with our setup OCI properties file. Let me execute it. So it is recommended to not have any existing TF words in the export out directory to have a clean export. So here you can specify the regions from where you have to export the resources. It can be a single region or multiple regions. When providing multiple regions, separate it with a comma like this. If you leave this field empty and press enter, it will export from all the subscribed regions. So here I just want my resources from Ashburn region. I'll hit enter. Then you'll be provided with a few options to export the services. So for this demo, I'm planning to export identity, network, and compute. So for each service, you'll be provided with some sub options. So So these are all the services that come under identity. Yes, I want to export network sources from Ashburn. The CD3 Excel file should not be opened when the export process is happening. And as you can see, the tab network sources would be overwritten during the export process. So make sure you do not have any data in the Excel templates. So it fetched the network sources from OCI tenancy and then populated that details in the CD3 Excel file. After the Excel file is filled with data, using the details in the CD3 Excel file, it will generate auto.tf files. The toolkit also generates import commands for each of the resource as shell scripts. So you have to execute the shell scripts in order to keep the Terraform state updated. I'll show how to do that later. So next is network service, and I'll export network components for VCNs, DRGs and DRG route rules in OCI. So I'll select two. So here you can specify which compartment these network components have to be exported from. Let me provide my compartment name, and you can see it is fetching all the VCNs. So next is the dedicated VM hosts and instances section. Here you can choose what to export. I am planning to export my instances. So option 2, I want to export my compute instances from this compartment. And for few resources, you have extra filters. So here for instances, you can choose to export the instances that match only a particular display name pattern, or you can filter the instances only from a particular availability domain. If you don't want to do that, just click enter. So the instances are getting exported. There's just one instance in this compartment in Ashburn region. Let us now quickly verify the updated CD3 Excel file. So this is the updated Excel template. We have exported network sources. As you can see, all the entries here. Then we exported VCNs and we didn't have any DRGs, so they didn't get exported. Next is instances. So this is the exported instance. So now if you want to add new resources on top of this, you can just add the entries in new lines here. With this, you can have complete control of your OCI tenancy. Now let's head back to the container. So our next step is to navigate to this region directory. And here you can see multiple service directories. So this is because we have opted to have multiple out directories for each service when executing the tenancy config script. This can be very helpful when you are managing a large number of resources. So first we will go into the identity folder. You can see this is the network sources tfvars file and the import commands for this. Let me quickly show you the auto.tfvars file. So you can see all the network sources here. I'll come out of this and then the import commands. You can see there's Terraform init and Terraform import for each of the resources. So to keep the Terraform in sync with the resources in OCI, we have to execute these shell scripts. So I'm going to execute this. You can see that these resources are now in Terraform and henceforth will be managed by Terraform. So all the network sources are imported now. And here you can see there are no changes and our infrastructure matches the configuration. So our Terraform is now in sync with the OCI tenancy. Similarly, execute the import command shell scripts from the network folder and compute folder under Ashburn region itself. I'll quickly show the outputs in both the folders. So this is for network and this is for compute. So this is how you can export your resources into CD3 Excel template and Terraform and manage them without any hassle. Hope you all like this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you.